I want to take a moment to begin this video and talk about this struggle we're having with this channel. It's really kind of the way that gun channels are interacting with Google and YouTube is affecting us, and it's affecting our ability to be able to produce content. So I want to take a moment and just ask you support us on Patreon, where a lot of the content we can't put here is going, and it supports this ministry. Welcome to a series called The End of Times, where we're going through the book of Revelation verse by verse to see what it is we can expect to happen in the end times. And we've gone through this book for a few years, and we've reached 190 something episodes, and we've reached that place where heaven and earth have been decreated, and God has brought about the new Jerusalem, that place that he promised us, the place that he went to prepare for us. And once we got to the part where heaven and earth have been decreated, is in Revelation, I felt called by God to be outside. Now I'm actually down in my land, really beautiful. It's the Niagara River right here. I rarely make it down to the edge. Incredibly beautiful down here, but so thick, just so thick. But we hiked down here, we made it down. So with that being said, we've been talking about the 12 foundations, and we're at the 10th. We'll pick it up there. Revelation 21, starting in verse 19. The foundations of the wall of the city were adorned with all kinds of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth emerald, fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth topaz, and the 10th chrysoprase. Now, I want to kind of add that every single piece is important. So you can't, we got to try our best to understand what each of these foundations mean. And chrysoprase is tough. It was a really tough one. But what that is, chrysoprase is the word. It is definitely chrysoprase. And what chrysoprase is chrysoprase is kind of like a green apple-ish color agate. Now, with that being said, there was another agate that came up as another foundation, and we see that in another episode. But this one, it's the closest I could find. It's Wekag cod, and it's in Ezekiel 27:16. It's the only other agate in the Bible that's not the other agate. So we're going to kind of go there. We're only using the Bible as a reference. This is the only place we'll see another agate other than chrysoprase. So we're going to go to Ezekiel 27:16. Now what's going on here is God is making a lamentation to the nation of Tyre. And Tyre just really has had tons of riches brought to her, tons of riches and beauty. And it says this in 16, Syria was your merchant because of the abundance of goods you made. They gave you for your wares emeralds, purple, embroidery, fine linen, corals, and rubies. Now, again, I've said this in several episodes, you have to be careful, because whenever the Old Testament, when people would interpret this, if they didn't know what the stone was, they just put in rubies. Well, ruby is not an agate. So, you got to take rubies out 100% out. So, again, we're going to put in chrysoprase here because it's the only other agate brought up in the Bible. So it's important that we, kind of appropriately place things where they belong. So what he's saying here, and this is the only place you're going to find chrysoprase or anything like it in the Bible. Now, what they're referring to here is they're referring to that for your whole life, you've kind of just seen this beauty, you've seen these beautiful things, and you've seen beautiful things. And here's an example of that, is that chrysoprase from Syria. Now, chrysoprase as well is has been since caveman days, has been used as jewelry. It was a luxury item. It was referred to as green gold in many places. And it was used as a lot of luxury items, a lot of jewelry. It usually meant beautiful. Something is really beautiful. And that's actually how they're using it here as well in Ezekiel. So I believe that what we're looking at here in this 10th foundation is it's God showing us that we have beauty with our eyes, as we look at things and we look at like a landscape, or we look at something beautiful, some jewelry or a car, that, our eyes say that is beautiful, and we desire luxury. I mean, it's just human nature. We desire those things. And I believe what God has shown us here is that those things that we think are beautiful, that's there. The things that humans think is beautiful, when we look around and we say, well, that's beautiful right there, that is there. The beauty of the world and the beauty that humanity enjoys is in the New Jerusalem. And I believe that's what this chrysoprase is showing humanity that beauty that you love, it's in here. And the foundations of the wall of the city were adorned with all kinds of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth topaz, the 10th chrysoprase. It's a thing of beauty, and that's what this New Jerusalem is that human eyes will look at that and say, that is beautiful right there. Any thoughts or insight on any of that, definitely put that in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel with Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.